Question 2. 3 buckets have capacities of 16 liters, 12 liters, and 20 liters. So you have 3 buckets, one that is 16 liters, another one 12 liters, and another one 20 liters. The buckets were filled with water using a container. Now, we have a container and we have 3 buckets that are empty. We have water. We are filling these 3 buckets using one single container. Now our question is, what is the capacity of the largest container that was used to fill each of the buckets in an exact number of times? So what this question is saying is, we need a container that can fill these buckets in an exact number of times. We don't need any remainders. Okay? So this bucket or this container that is filling these buckets, it can fill these buckets in different number of times, but how it's filling these containers has to be an exact number of times. For example, we can say for the first container that is 16 liters, we cannot say that it will fill using 5.5, and then the other one 4, and then the other one 2.5. No, if it is 5, it is 5. If for the first one it needs 5 containers to fill the bucket, it's 5. It's an exact number. That is what this says. Okay, an exact number of times. So I hope you get that. If you don't get, you can rewind this question. Now, even without putting in more stories, this question is just asking you to find the GCD of 16, 12, and 20. How did I know it's the GCD? They are saying, what is the capacity of the largest, this one, the largest container that can be used, blah, 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 exact. Those two words are the ones that have helped me to know that I am supposed to find the GCD of these numbers for me to get a container, the largest container that can fill this in an exact number of times. Now, there are many ways we can find the GCD of 16, 12, and 20, but I'm going to use one that is very commonly known. So I'm not going to use the factor method. I'm going to use it's part of the factor method, but this is how I'm going to do it. So my buckets are of 16 liters, capacity 16 liters, 12 liters, and 20 liters. So I'm going to list those numbers here. So I have 16, then I have 12, then I have 20. Okay? So let's factor out these numbers and get the GCD. So if you're in grade 9, you know very well that GCD, when you're finding the GCD, you have to find the largest number that can divide all these numbers without a remainder. Okay? So if you're in grade 7 and you're learning this is how we do it. So you'll say 16, 12, and 20. What prime number can divide all of them without a remainder? So I like telling my learners to list those prime numbers that you're supposed to use here. So the prime factors or prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, etc. 11. Okay, these are the numbers you're supposed to divide with here. So you'll ask yourself, 2 is the first prime factor. Can it divide all of these? 16 can be divided by 2, 12 can be divided by 2, and 20 can also be divided by 2. So 2 can divide all of them. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 12 divided by 2, that is 6. 20 divided by 2, that is 10. Again, we proceed. Can 2 divide these numbers? Yes, 2 can divide 8, 6, and 10. Now, 2 8 divided by 2 is 4, 6 divided by 2 is 3, 10 divided by 2 is 5. Again, we continue. Can 2 divide any of these numbers? 2 can divide 4, but it cannot divide 3 and 5. So that is where we finish our GCD. We need to find a number that can divide all of them at once. Okay? We need a number that can divide all of them at once. So we've gotten that 2 and 2, which is 2 times 2, which is 4, has divided these numbers without any remainders. Okay, with remainders, but these ones in terms of GCD. But when we divide this one, no remainder, because you get these answers here. Okay, so 4 is the GCD of 16, 12, and 20. Being the GCD of 4 of these numbers, we go back to our question. We've known that the largest container that can be used to fill these buckets, which are 16 liters, 12 liters, and 20 liters, is one that is 4 liters. And that is how we get our answer. So in short, when you're told to find the largest container that can be used to fill buckets in an exact number of times, just find the GCD of those buckets. If you're told the smallest container that can be used to fill them, you find the LCM. Largest, GCD. Smallest, LCM. So the answer is a container that is 4 liters.